Alright, what up? What up? Thought I'd do a little boxing blog right quick since I got, I got a little bit of time on my hands. So I'm gonna talk some boxing. We getting close to fight week with Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez, a fight that I'm really looking forward to. Probably all next week I'll talk about that fight. Damn. Give my prediction, break down the fight, how it's gonna go, what do I think gonna happen. I'm going a lot of different directions with Lomachenko and Teofimo. I could just see a lot of different scenarios in that fight. I won't be surprised whatever happens in that fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Teofimo wins, and I wouldn't be surprised. But like I said, I'm looking forward to that fight. So, I'll talk about that fight going into fight week. But let me start. Pictures of. I saw some pictures of Gamboa. Yeah, I saw some pictures of Gamboa. And Gamboa don't look like he in fight shape, but he still got some time to get it together. I don't know what his current weight is, but I figure that he'll be in shape by the time of the fight. I'm pretty sure that Gamboa will make weight. Now, I'm gonna call Bill Haney maybe like Friday or something. I'm off work because I have my concerns now about that fight, because this fight is gonna take place in Hollywood, Florida, and that's the Miami area. I mean, it's not too far from Miami. I don't know exactly how far Hollywood, Florida is from Miami, Florida, but it's somewhere in that area. Now, they announced yesterday that the Miami Dolphins can basically operate to full capacity. Basically, they saying they can fill the stadium up. And the Miami Dolphins play, of course, in Miami, and they play at the Hard Rock Stadium. It's been renovated. It's not a Pro Player Stadium, or they renovated, and it looks actually pretty damn good. To be honest with you, they just had the Super Bowl there, where the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. So it's a nice looking stadium since it's been renovated. But nevertheless, I think it's too soon to be at full capacity. Yeah, it's just way too soon to be at full capacity. I would have been okay with them saying maybe, 30% capacity, but full capacity. I just think they're making a big mistake. And I expect just in that area alone to be a super spike, immediately almost. And I don't think Devin Haney should go fight there. So I have my concerns. I think Bill and Devin should ask for a location change. I think they should find somewhere else to have that fight, because keep in mind, this fight was supposed to take place at the Hard Rock Cafe. I guess it's some kind of arena over there in that area as well. And I just think that's just not, I just don't think that's safe. And I just don't think that's smart. I just don't think that's smart of the Miami Dolphins and the governor. And it's more so the governor who said, well, basically the Dolphins can operate at full capacity. Unless he knows something that I don't know, I just don't think that's a good idea. Like I said, I'll be calling Bill probably this Friday to discuss that with him and be like, maybe Bill, you should ask for a location change. Maybe you need to move that fight to Texas or somewhere. Maybe, because I just don't think that's smart. I don't think that's smart. I think that they're putting Devin at risk. They're putting Gamboa at risk. They're putting Devin's family at risk. Gamboa's family at risk. I just think it's just too soon. Okay, just too soon. And the only other thing I think they gonna do, if they do operate at full capacity, they're gonna make, like I said, they're gonna make you start signing waivers. So that's coming. But like I said, I'm gonna be talking to Bill like this weekend. Today is my Friday. So when I go back to work, I'm really going to consider, like I say, asking Bill to consider moving that fight to another location just for everybody's safety. And this isn't on Eddie Hearn. This is on the state of Florida. It's like I said, it's just too soon. It's just too soon to operate at full capacity. It's too soon. Like I said, I would have been okay with 30%, but damn, you saying full capacity. And you already know if they do it, then other people gonna do it. So you gotta figure, hey, you gotta figure the Buccaneers is gonna consider doing it, and then other people. So yeah, it's just not time yet. Chill, man. Chill, Miami, chill. You moving too quick. You going 100 miles per hour in a 70, for real, in a 70 mile per hour lane. But yeah, like I said, I'll be giving Bill a call, see what's up. All right, so on the side note, it appears that Sean Porter is interested in fighting Jermell Charlo at 154. Now, Sean has fought at 154. To go directly up there and fight Jermell Charlo, that's very dangerous for Sean. But to me, that's what you call like a cash out. And Kitty already told me that Sean doesn't plan on doing this too much longer. And Kitty is trying to line up some big paydays for Sean. He already said that Sean got like maybe 3, 4, 5 more fights at best in him. But maybe 3. And if he fight Charlo, maybe 2. That's a very, very tough and risky fight for Sean, And I know Sean, like I said, has fought at 154 before, but we talking about Jermell Charlo. It's not like he fighting a scrub or something. He fight Jermell Charlo. He would be fighting Jermell Charlo. So it would be interesting for him to jump directly from 147 to 154 and take on arguably probably the best junior middleweight, in the division. Arguably a top 10 pound per pound fighter. Hey, you gotta keep them sentences short, bro. I'm driving. I can't read them. I told you I can't read them long sentences while I'm driving. Gotta keep them short. But for real. That's a very tall order for Sean to just leapfrog from 147 directly to Charlo. Like I said, that's what you call a cash out fight. But like I said, I'll talk to Kenny, and he already told me that Sean is like at best gonna fight maybe 3, 4, depending on how he feels, at best maybe 5 times, and that depends on who he's fighting and what the end result is. So I don't blame Kitty for trying to line up some big paydays. Why not? Well, I don't have no say so over who he fight. I don't. They talking about Keith Thurman may fight Ugas. What's up? They saying Keith Thurman may fight Ugas. That would be an interesting fight. I mean, Ugas is a great boxer, and Keith Thurman at one time was a great boxer puncher, but Keith Thurman don't pop like he used to pop back in the day. You know, from basically the injuries and all that kind of stuff, and then not to mention the inactivity. So no, I don't think he fell off. I mean, at the end of the day, he had a setback. You know, he lost to Errol Spence in a very competitive fight. I wish people would stop making it look like Errol Spence like beat the hell out of Sean Porter, because if you think that, you wasn't watching the fight that I was watching. It was a very close fight. Well, here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. They ready to strip Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao talking about fighting Mikey Garcia and then Conor McGregor. And yeah, I agree with that. Sean Porter's stock is at an all-time high because he got a split decision out of Errol Spence. He showed some vulnerabilities in Errol Spence. Like I said, his name is buzzing. What's up, CB? What's up, bro? Yeah, his Sean Porter's name is buzzing. So like I said, it's a lot of opportunity out there for him. So I don't knock him for basically wanting to, you know, play it by ear. You know, he got Bud as an option. He got possibly an Errol Spence rematch. Then he got Charlo. I don't think Al Heyman would make that fight right now, because I think it's too many other options out there for Sean. I just don't think Al would make that fight, because I feel like he can do other stuff with Charlo. Unfortunately, the fight that everybody wanted to see when it was hot, when everybody was asking for it, it was Charlo versus Jarrett Hurd. Once again, there was some formalities where the fight couldn't get made, you know, unfortunately, and then Jarrett Hurd ended up losing to J-Rock, and then Jarrett Hurd now looks like he may be fighting at cruiserweight. So it was a lot of blown opportunity. A lot of blown opportunity. Jarrett Hurd is looking like a damn cruiserweight now. He walking around like at 190 pounds. So you wonder, hell, can he even get down to 154 again? They want to see if Oscar De La Hoya really is going to give him Patrick Teixeira, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, Charlo versus Jared Hurd. That was a fight that everybody was getting up for. And I'm gonna tell you right now, had things had not happened like with the pandemic, and let's just say Hurd would have stopped, would have stopped J-Rock, that fight probably would have been headed for pay-per-view. That fight probably would have been headed for pay-per-view. Just like I'm going to tell you another fight that's probably going to be on pay-per-view, and you heard it here first. Because I know this individual is going to require a certain amount of money. Regis Prograis and Adrian Broner might end up on pay-per-view. Because Adrian Broner feel like he got drawing power. He feel like he a big name. He feel like when he on TV, he do just, good ratings. So that fight is probably going to be a pay-per-view fight. Because Adrian Broner is going to want some tall money for Regis Prograis. So if Regis does this thing, if he does this thing on Halloween, if he looks impressive, that's gonna be the talk. And if Adrian Broner looks good against Ivan Redcash, then you looking at Adrian Broner versus Regis Prograis sometime in 2021. And it's probably gonna be a catch weight. It's probably gonna be a catch weight. I don't think Regis is gonna move up to 147 like at 140. Broner don't want a certain amount of money to fight Regis Prograis. You not finna pay Adrian Broner $1-2 million to fight Regis Prograis, because Regis Prograis, people know who the dude is. And he got, if you a boxing fan, you know who he is. And then you look at Regis Prograis, you look at his last fight. Once again, it was a split decision versus Josh Taylor. I like the fight. I didn't have a problem with the decision. Me, myself, I thought Regis did enough to win, but I didn't think it was a robbery either way. It was a good fight. And, they decided to go with Taylor, but I thought Regis did enough to win that fight. If Adrian Broner, the thing is with Adrian Broner admitted that psychologically that Marcos Maidana fight did a lot of psychological damage to him, where he's hesitant to let his hands go. And you could see that in a lot of his fights, because he took a beating at the hands of Marcos Maidana. Everybody saw it. It was pretty much a one-sided ass whooping. I mean, Adrian Broner got annihilated in that fight. He got annihilated. Almost got stopped. And was hurt very badly in that fight. So he already said that messed him up. Because you look at Adrian Broner, when Adrian Broner decides to box, he can actually box. Well, he had no choice but to fight him. It was a title fight. But it was just one of them fights where one person got up for that fight and the other person didn't. And Adrian Broner was doing all that clown stuff in the fight, and it was an embarrassment, and he got his ass whooped even worse than that fight. don't think Adrian Broner was winning that fight. Adrian Broner got thoroughly dominated in that fight. Adrian Broner got beat up by Marcos Maidana. That fight wasn't even close. Marcos Maidana clearly beat Adrian Broner. That fight at best might have been, it might have been, worst case scenario. I had Maidana winning at least 9 rounds, and to me, that's pretty much a domination when somebody win 9 rounds. I don't think that fight was remotely close. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to go that route with Maidana about the gloves and stuff. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't see a pattern with him where, with the other dude, he got a history. So I'm going to say that Marcos Maidana's victory over Adrian Broner was legit. Because I don't want to go that route, because if you say every time somebody like Adrian Broner loses a fight, then it come across as sour grapes and all that stuff. But Maidana, to me, he won that fight fair and square. Like I said, you would be generous to say Adrian Broner won 3 rounds in that fight. I thought he got thoroughly dominated. And the part that pissed me off, I was real sad about that fight, because I thought the Maidana fight was going to be Adrian Broner's coming out party, because actually that fight was supposed to establish Adrian Broner as a star. That was supposed to be his coming out party, and basically it went left. So, like I said, Adrian Broner, if he get past Red Cash, he gonna ask for a lot of money for Regis Prograde. So that fight gonna be on pay-per-view. Now Adrian Broner he don't know how to win rounds anymore, and then he don't try to knock people out no more neither. So it's kind of like he tried to coast, and it doesn't work for him, because like I said, he don't display enough activity to secure rounds. He just don't, and I think that frustrates everybody. But it is what it is. All right, so let me move on. Let me move on to this subject, because I feel like I needed to talk about this, and then I'm going to close out with Bud versus Kell Brook. All right, you guys, most of y'all know that Floyd Mayweather said something that I couldn't disagree more with, where basically I'm pretty sure, see, this is where you can distinguish a fanboy versus a fan. Nah, that's next. That's on the 17th. I'll do that video on the eve of the fight. I need to go look at tape. This weekend I'm gonna look at Teofimo, and then I'm gonna look at Lomachenko, and then I'll break down that fight. That fight is actually next week. It's on the 17th. But I'll break down that fight. All right, so Floyd Mayweather said something that I was like, man, are you serious, Floyd? But Floyd said if Tank Davis defeats Leo Santa Cruz, he should be considered a pound-for-pound fighter and all that stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, Floyd, based off what? Floyd, based based off what? You have to really take into consideration and question Tank's overall resume. Like, his best victories is against, injured Gamboa and then George Pedraza. And then besides that, okay. Then if you look at Leo Santa Cruz was like, you know what I'm saying? He was off that John Madden eating that turducken. You know, that turkey, duck, and chicken. Because he ducked a gang of people. And that's what I'm saying. How do you become a pound-for-pound fighter when you, for some reason, you didn't fight Lomachenko, you didn't fight Garrett Russell Jr., it's looking like you're not going to fight Devin Haney, Tevin Farmer. So, you know, I'm just saying. So how does beating Leo Santa Cruz make you a pound-for-pound fighter? And Leo Santa Cruz is a master ducker. So that doesn't make any kind of sense. And just because Floyd says something don't mean that it's true. Man, what's up, my boy Black Reality TV, man? Oh yeah, once again, congratulations, man. Yeah, man, for real? Who is Tank fault? Who is Leo Santa Cruz that fault? What, Abner Mares? Twice? Okay. Carl Frampton? Okay. So, now what? Okay, so, now what, though? Okay, so, now what? I mean, Leo Santa Cruz done skated around quad, and I'm talking about he literally done skated around quite a few people. And then, let's be honest, nobody asked for this fight. Nobody don't care about this fight. Nobody asked for this fight. Yeah, I told you, Kobe. It's like that. John Madden. He used to buy this stuff from Trader Joe's called turducken. It was made out of turkey, duck, and chicken. So, what's up? So that's so both of them been eating that turducken. I wish Floyd would stop embarrassing himself like that. That fight ain't gonna do 1 million pay-per-views. The only way that fight will do 1 million pay-per-views if Floyd buy 1 million pay-per-views. Oh, you remember the turducken? Yeah, so that probably tastes hella nasty. Turkey, duck, and chicken? Turducken. But yeah, man, yuck. But man, don't make me laugh. Floyd need to stop it. Now man, for real, man. Now he's starting to sound like Don King, though. Floyd's starting to sound like a politician now. Like, 1 million? Who? 1 million what? Like, 1 million what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Floyd gonna be lucky if that fight touch 75K. Because like I said, once again, it's a fight that nobody care about. Nobody asked for that fight. And people was wondering, why the hell is this fight even on pay-per-view? Tank then carefully been matched with certain styles and certain people. And then here go the thing. This is what I'm worried about. I'm worried about this fight being a dud. Because at the end of the day, whoever paid for this fight, they expected Tank to get a knockout. And if Tank try to carry Leo Santa Cruz, basically don't stop him, this is going to be a disaster. It's going to be a disaster. Fight ain't going to do no, like 1 million. 1 million what? Pesos? What? Because it ain't going to do 1 million pay-per-views. And I just think Floyd just talking, like, Floyd is, like, for real. Like, he just talking nonsense. He know damn well that fight ain't gonna do no 1 million pay-per-views. He know it, and everybody, yeah, you right, 1 million Texas. Yeah, that's about it, because it ain't gonna do no 1 million pay-per-view buys. They making it look like Tank fighting like Wilder or something. Maybe if he was fighting Wilder, it might do one just because it'll be a circus fight, but that's about it. That fight gonna do. That fight gonna do. Hopefully that fight do like more than 75,000. I don't even know how Floyd can sit up there and embarrass himself by saying something so absurd. This fight gonna do 1 million pay-per-views. Like, bro, stop it, man. Stop it. Do his stock go up if he beat Leo Santa Cruz? Why? I mean, Leo Santa Cruz ain't exactly a world beater. That's all I'm saying. Like, how does his stock go up beating Leo Santa Cruz? The only way he gonna get a little bit of a buzz if he brutally knocks Leo Santa Cruz out, which he is expected to stop Leo Santa Cruz. So why wouldn't it? I mean, for real, he better stop him. He better stop him. Man, he gotta, like, for his stock to go up, or at least to have people talking about it, he gotta have like a Amir Khan like versus Canelo like finish. I mean, he gotta have one of them, or like how Glenn Coffee Johnson did Roy Jones Jr. He gotta have one of them type of finishes. He gotta have one of them type of finishes. Or, like I said, if this fight go the distance, this is going to be a tremendous setback for Tank, and people got to just tell the truth. He has no other option. It's knockout or bust in this fight. He has to stop. He has to stop Leo Santa Cruz. But then you wonder if Floyd and Al Heyman going to be conflicted. Well, anybody can be stopped. Shit, that don't mean nothing. I mean, shit. All it takes is one punch. Hey, Paul Williams hadn't been stopped until Sergio Martinez landed that punch, right? So anything could happen when you say Leo ain't never been stopped. So what happened with Paul Williams when Sergio Martinez landed that left? Nighty night. Looked like he was dead. So that don't mean nothing. Donald Curry hadn't been stopped before until Mike McCallum got a hold of him. Mike McCallum put him to sleep. So anything can happen. Just because he ain't been stopped before don't mean he can't be stopped. Did anybody think Buster Douglas was gonna knock out Mike Tyson? There you have it. That don't mean nothing. All I'm saying is Tank, he better, like I said, it's knockout or bust. If that fight go the distance, that's gonna be a disaster for Tank. Because like Floyd say, that's supposed to be his Arturo Gatti. Well, I don't think he need to take him out in the first round. You know, they want these fights to go a little bit of, they wanted to go some rounds. They wanted to go at least like 5-6 rounds. They don't want him to throw a couple of punches, then the fight is over. Because after all, it's still a pay-per-view. They may want it to end like Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis. And I mean, Mike Tyson was just getting like pummeled. I mean, he was taking so much punishment in that Lennox Lewis fight. And it was funny, Mike Tyson didn't even want to come out after, I think, the 6th round. He tried to quit. And Ronnie Shields wouldn't let him quit. He would not let Mike Tyson quit. He kept saying, go back out there or give me one. Like, bruh, he wanted to quit and you still made him go back out there. And then he got knocked out anyway. When you should have just let him quit on the stool. Mike was getting his, I was a Mike Tyson fan, but boy, he was getting pummeled in that fight. I mean, Lennox Lewis was having his way. That fight, for a super fight, that was a Mitch match. Yeah, I don't know what Ronnie Shields was thinking. Like, man, the dude is getting pummeled. I mean, he getting the hell beat out of him. I mean, the fight was just out of reach. And you knew Mike Tyson wasn't going to land no punch. Yeah, and you knew Mike Tyson wasn't going to land no punch that was going to put Lennox Lewis lights out. He tried to quit. Ronnie Shields sent him right back out there. And he ended up getting knocked out. Where he should have just let the man just quit on the stool. To just say Mike Tyson was busted up. So that's all I'm saying. That fight better be like that. Man, I mean, for real. Either Leo better say he can't continue, because I'm telling you, if this fight go the distance, it's going to be a problem. Yeah, that, like I said, Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis was a Mitch match. Like it seemed like it was a super fight, but it wasn't. It was, when I say it was a Mitch match, it was a man, it wasn't even close. Like I said, Tank better get the knockout. That's all I got to say. Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, well, I recommend you go. I mean, tickets all across the board for Tank versus Leo Santa Cruz is $55. Every seat is $55. If I wasn't banking on, like, I'm really waiting to see. I'm really waiting to see what's going on with Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. I'm getting kind of antsy because it's taking too long for them to announce when the tickets go on sale, because I want to try to scoop the tickets up as soon as possible, because I don't know what type of reseller stuff they may pull. They may try to Jordan me, like how they do them Jordans, like, well, you know, the resellers do, including myself, hike up the price. So I want to get my hands on some tickets like as soon as they available, so the resellers don't buy up all the tickets and double the price. So I'm getting kind of like frustrated because I'm waiting for them to announce when the tickets gonna be on sale. Now the fight is supposed to take place at Cowboy Stadium. It will have fans in attendance. Rumor has it that they're going to try to print between. I hear that they're going for 25,000 out of a stadium that holds 100,000. That's about right, and that's more than enough to have a good gate. So, depending on, like, basically, like I said, I'm just really waiting to see when they gonna put the tickets on sale. That's all I'm waiting for. So as they put the tickets on sale, I'm gonna scoop up my 2 tickets, make my plane reservations, and then I'm gonna be in Dallas. That's all I'm waiting for. I'm just getting kind of antsy because it's just taking them too long to announce when they gonna start selling the damn tickets. Oh, I'm finna talk about that in a minute. I'm definitely finna talk about that. So, like I said before, I just wish they'd hurry up and just announce when is they gonna start selling the tickets for Errol Spence and Danny Garcia. When? Like I said, I'm ready to, like, get my tickets. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm, you know, it's like, come on, man. Okay, so all right, let me talk about that now. All right, so you know, I know there were some people, and I gotta go there because, like, I get sick of this stuff too, man. This stuff gotta stop. Like, man, people been listening to too much T Grizzly or something around here. Like, you know, like these, you know, that song he made. These haters praying on my downfall. These haters praying on, because it was some people that was praying that Bud versus Kell Brook wasn't gonna get made, which I already knew that the fight was gonna happen. I knew that fight was gonna happen, and for some reason, it was people like praying that the fight didn't happen so they could start talking about Bud's career and all that stuff, and the fight gonna happen. And once again, this is a fight that y'all asked for. Y'all told him to go fight Kell Brook. Y'all said, hey, if he don't fight Kell Brook, he duck it. Now all of a sudden, it's a new narrative and stuff. And like I said, it was some people that was praying that this fight didn't happen, or wasn't gonna happen, so they could have something to say about this, that, and the third. Look, I'm gonna keep it 100. There is no guarantee that if Bud go to the PBC that he gonna get Errol Spence, that he gonna get all those type of dudes. It's no guarantee, because it's like this. Look how long it took to make Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia. Look how long it took to make Sean Porter versus Errol Spence. You still haven't got Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence. So it's no guarantee that if he go over there, these fights gonna get made. Like, while you got people with the Kool-Aid smile, like, that was, like, for real, that's like, oh, he might be coming to the PBC. Like I said, it's no guarantee. So, Bud is getting, like I said, you was having people, like, actually happy that this fight possibly wasn't gonna get made. Who does stuff like that, man? Who does stuff like that where you praying that a fight don't get made and you ain't getting no kind of check from Al Heyman? It's a good, like I said, Bud getting like $4 million for this fight. Kell Brook getting $2 million for this fight. This is what I'm saying. This is what I've been trying to tell people. It's no guarantee that these fights gonna get made. Like I said, we didn't get Jarrett Hurd versus Charlo. We didn't get that fight made. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's no guarantee that certain fights gonna get made. What's up, John? That's all I'm saying. I'm not getting a check from nobody. I don't get a check from the PBC. I don't get a check from Bob. I don't get a check from Eddie. I don't get a check from, I definitely don't get a check from Oscar. All I'm saying is these fights need to get made. And like I said, you had people that was actually praying that this fight wouldn't get made. And you know who they are. I ain't got to say their names. Who does that kind of stuff? There is no, like I said, there is no guarantee that if Bud go over there to the PBC, he gonna get all those fights. But here go the thing, like I said, but this proves my point. So Kell Brook got $2 million, and plus he may get something off the back end if they do overseas pay-per-view distributing. So he could possibly make like $3 million. And Bud is guaranteed 4. Or some, his usual 3 and some change. And this is what I was talking about. When people were sitting up here talking about, oh, well, they only offered Danny Garcia $3 million to fight Bud when he was the WBO number 1 contender. Danny Garcia didn't pursue that fight. He could have asked for more money. And this is what I'm saying. Like I told you, man, at the end of the day, all these promoters, they don't want to do business with other promoters because they don't want belts going different directions. So everybody doing the in-house thing for the most part. And like I said before, Bud just turned 33. Bud just turned 33 years old. So how much longer is we supposed to wait for this fight? I know. He fought Adrian Granados and got paid $1 million for Adrian Granados. He got $2 million less than what he was offered to fight Bud. But he act like he couldn't. Like, this is what I don't understand. Why don't they send an offer sheet? Like I said, last time I checked, $3 million was a lot more than $1 million. You took $1 million to fight Adrian Granados, and see, nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody leave that part out. Everybody leave that part out. You could have negotiated more money. Like I said before, Al don't want to do no business with Bob Arum. Because he believed that Bob Arum got him kicked off of HBO. He don't want to do no business with him. Like I said, if it was really that serious, like I said, why don't you send a counter offer? Why don't you say, okay, well, if we can't come to some common ground, we could do a purse bid. So I'm just saying, all these fights was out there, and then you talking about Keith Thurman. Okay, so Keith Thurman asking for 10 million, according to him. So basically, he want more money than what Bud is guaranteed per fight. So basically, he trying to say that he the A side. And how are you the A side when you lost to a dude that refused to fight? Terrence Crawford. And then Bud beat the dude that beat Manny Pacquiao. He stopped. See, Manny Pacquiao, quote unquote, almost stopped Jeff Horn, but Bud stopped Jeff Horn. And Manny didn't want, and then the thing is, Manny didn't want to rematch with Jeff Horn, and he didn't want to go near Terrence Crawford. And here's the thing, the WBA need to strip Manny, because Manny ain't trying to take no big fights. And then here's the thing, I gotta keep it 100. They making it look like Danny Garcia is like some stupendous, like, world beater of an opponent for, Errol Spence on HBO. I mean, excuse me, on Fox pay-per-view. Danny Garcia arguably should have 5 losses. Wait, hold on. Damn, that. I give me a second. Let me answer that, because I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a minute. But for real, can we please stop pretending like Danny Garcia is a world beater and shit? Like, you can make an argument Danny Garcia should have like 5 losses, because he got beat by Herrera, he got beat by Lamont Peterson. So I'm just saying, he ducked the homie Kareem Mayfield. So I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. For real. There was some fights that Danny Garcia kind of got the benefit of the doubt in. Okay? So I'm just saying, let's not make it look like this is a world beater, like this is some undefeated, like, you know what I'm saying, killer. Now, let me answer that question. How do I feel about Top Ranks free fights versus pay-per-view? Well, this is the problem that I have with the PBC. Because the PBC, when they first came about, they said that they was trying to bring regular fights to the regular household. That was supposed to be the whole idea. Now, all these fights are headed for pay-per-view, more than likely. Like I said, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence pay-per-view. Regis Prograis versus Adrian Broner is going to be on pay-per-view. Okay? Mikey Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, of course, that's going to be on pay-per-view. Okay? Now, I don't know if that'll be part of the PBC or DAZN, but from what I heard, that's going to be a PBC fight. Okay, that'll be a PBC pay-per-view. Wow. Well, these dudes ain't willing to take a pay cut. Like some of these, so I'm supposed to keep paying $74 to watch these fights. Well, if that's the case, they have to pay the purses. Well, then why is Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez coming on free TV? They could have got the backing for. They could have got Fox to put up the money for these fights, and Fox would have made their money off the advertisement. They could have put these fights on free TV. Because if that's the case, Lomachenko, if any fight is worthy of a pay-per-view, it would be Lomachenko versus Teofimo. That's more of a pay-per-view than this shit that's coming up with Leo Santa Cruz and Tank Davis. I mean, you just got to keep it 100. I'm not trying to hear that they got to pay the purses because, like I said, Fox will take these fights, but it's just that some of these dudes don't want to take pay cuts. So now we have to pay these dudes salaries. And some of these dudes ain't worth what they asking for. And I'm just keeping it 100. Bud versus Kell Brook is going to be on regular ESPN. That's already been determined. That's already Bud versus Kell Brook is going to be on regular ESPN. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be November the 14th. Now here's the catch. Las Vegas has approved the fight, so it's supposed to take place in Las Vegas, but they still are considering the Nebraska. They still, Nebraska is a Hail Mary, but it's looking like the fight is going to take place in Las Vegas at the same spot, the MGM. Yeah, that I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling that. Like I said, everybody have a hiccup. I don't know about that, but let me tell you a quick story about Sugar Ray Leonard. Like I said, people get mad at me when I criticize Sugar Ray Leonard, but I'm telling the truth about Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard was like, man, that dude was something else, man. That dude was worse than Floyd when it came to how he would treat like certain opponents or potential opponents. The reason why he ducked Aaron Pryor, man, he ducked that work. Like, they was gonna give Sugar Ray Leonard, I think, like $6 million. Well, they had a purse somewhere like $6 million, and Sugar Ray Leonard only offered like Aaron Pryor like 200,000. He didn't even want to give the dude $1 million. He didn't even want to give Aaron Pryor $1 million. And Aaron Pryor was small. But Aaron Pryor allegedly beat Sugar Ray Leonard in the amateurs. And Sugar Ray Leonard was feeling some kind of way. Sugar Ray Leonard, like I said, he was a master ducker when he came out of retirement. And that's fact. I don't even want to, you do not want to have a conversation with me about Sugar Ray Leonard. I know his fans don't like. Sugar Ray Leonard did his best work pre-retirement. Like, he fought Benitez, he fought Hearns, he fought Duran, he fought all those dudes. He fought Floyd Sr. So he did his best work before he retired. But when he came out of retirement, man, that dude was ducking everybody. Like I said, Donnie Lalonde for a light heavyweight championship at a catch weight at 170. And by the way, that's who Oscar De La Hoya stole that name, the Golden Boy, from. He stole it from Donnie Lalonde. Shit, who didn't Sugar Ray Leonard duck? He ducked Julian Jackson. He ducked Michael Nunn. He ducked Simon Brown. He ducked all them dudes. He ducked Mike McCallum. He ducked the rematch with Marvin Hagler. He ducked the third fight with Thomas Hearns. I mean, come on, man. He sure did. Man, Thomas Hearns won that. Man, Thomas Hearns won that second fight. I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard was cherry picking like hell. And the only reason why he fought Terry Norris is because Terry Norris damn near got his ass killed by Julian Jackson. And he ducked, Marlon Starling, ducked Donald Curry. No, hold on. He talked Donald Curry out of the Marvin Hagler fight. Donald Curry, look it up. Donald Curry sued Sugar Ray Leonard because he talked Donald Curry out of the Sugar. Man, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Man, Marvin Hagler beat Sugar Ray Leonard. And that's the only reason why he fought Terry Norris. The only reason why he fought Terry Norris because he saw that Julian Jackson damn near killed his ass. And then he got the living hell beat out of him by Terry Norris. He retired. Then what he tried to do is he tried to come back again. He tried to come back again, if I'm not mistaken, and fight Hector Camacho, and then he got beat up by Hector Camacho. Then I think he retired permanently. Then, okay, he fought a meaningless third fight with Roberto Duran that nobody wanted to see and that nobody cared about. I mean, tell me, am I lying? All this stuff can be looked up. Look at his Wikipedia. He ducked everybody. Donald Curry sued him behind that Marvin Hagler shit. Yeah. He got beat up by Camacho. Cause see, let me tell you this was the plan. This was the plan that Bob Arum had in store. He told Sugar Ray Leonard to fight Hector Camacho. If he could beat Hector Camacho, he would put him in the ring with Oscar De La Hoya. Man, I thought Marvin Hagler won that fight. I didn't watch that fight so many times. And every time I watched that fight, it looked more and more. Yeah, but nobody wanted to see that fight. People wanted to see Sugar Ray Leonard fight guys like I said. They wanted to see him fight Simon Brown. They wanted to see him fight those type of dudes. A lot of people was like, okay. And you got to remember, Roberto Duran was old. And he started for real. It was like nobody wanted to see that fight. Well, that was the man. I'm glad that Sugar Ray Leonard didn't get that Oscar fight. Roberto Duran Hector Camacho did Sugar Ray Leonard a favor. Because Oscar, when I say Oscar would have annihilated Sugar Ray Leonard, and it would have been sad to watch. It would have been sad to watch. If Oscar would have got a hold of Sugar Ray Leonard, probably to this day, they would be saying Oscar is the greatest fighter of all time. So I'm glad that that Hector Camacho stopped him. Not that I liked Hector Camacho, but I was just, because I knew what was going to happen. I knew Sugar Ray Leonard would have got demolished by Oscar De La Hoya. And I don't like Oscar De La Hoya. But I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar. Most people know what would have happened. Oscar would have got put on such a high pedestal. I'm telling you right now, Oscar would have got anointed. Oscar would have got anointed probably the greatest fighter of all time. They would have been saying Oscar was the GOAT. He would have been, he was like 40, I think, when he fought. Like, somebody look up how old was Sugar Ray Leonard when he fought Hector Camacho. I think he was 40 then. I think Sugar Ray Leonard was 40 then. When he fought, I think he was 40 when he fought Camacho. And Oscar, like in his early 20s. Because I think Oscar. Oh, he was, yeah. See? So that means he probably would have fought Oscar at 42. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The fix was in. And I'm glad Hector Camacho ended that. When I say I'm glad Hector Camacho ended Sugar Ray Leonard's career, because like I said, they would be saying Oscar was the GOAT right now to this day. Oh, I know Oscar would have killed him. I can't remember what weight class Oscar. I don't know if Oscar was still at 147 or he was about to move up to junior welterweight. Because he fought Trinidad, I think, in 99, I think. He fought Trinidad, I think, in 99, and I think it was at 154. I would have to go back and look. And when I say that Trinidad fight was so embarrassing. Well, that was Bob's master plan, Black Reality TV. Okay. What they probably would have did is they probably would have did a catch weight fight. But that, okay. Okay, it was still at 147. Of course they would have. Of course they would have. Man, I'm telling you right now, they'll be saying, I'll put that on everything. They'll be saying, to this day, Oscar De La Hoya was the GOAT. But that was the plan. If Sugar Ray Leonard got past Hector Camacho, they was going to put him in the ring with Oscar De La Hoya. Oh, man, I'm glad that fight didn't happen. When I say I'm glad that fight didn't happen, I'm glad that fight didn't happen. Because like I said, Oscar would have destroyed Sugar Ray Leonard. Well, they was, like I said, that was supposed to be the passing of the torch for Oscar, but like I said, Hector Camacho spoiled those plans. And keep in mind, they wasn't no YouTube back then. They just had regular print media. So like I said before, man, thank God that didn't happen. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all listening to me. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.